You're listening to 94.3 Radio 1, Maximum Music, Maximum Choice. My name is MJ Rakesh and I welcome you to One Bengaluru, One Music. One place where we get you artists, singers, bands and musicians from across the country who jam up live in my studios every single Sunday between 9 and 10 p.m. But right now in the studios with me, 6 young guns from Bengaluru with a definitive sound of their own. Their name might be uncommon, but they are in for one thing in common, and that is some progressive experimental rock. Shakuni is the name of the band, consisting of Anirudh on vocals, Midhun and Rahul on guitars, Amit on bass and Vardhan on keyboards and Bijit on the drums. Welcome to Radio 1, Shakuni.
Hello. Hello.
Shakuni doesn't sound like that, okay? What's with the name? Who's the Shakuni in the house firstly?
Okay, basically the name came up. What misconception people have is that it's related to the mythological character as everyone knows.
Shakuni in Mahabharata,
Yes.
the reason behind the Mahabharata war.
Yeah, but yeah, we are not so evil. So it actually means raven. A raven is a bird which is extensively used in art and culture from a long time. And actually Amit here, the bassist, came up with the name. And so he was like very, I don't know what, fascinated by the raven, I guess. So that's how
Do you
the
have
name
a lot
came
of
about.
ravens in your balcony or something?
Not exactly. So it was like actually Shakuni was like my brother's. You know, he was into bands and all those things. So he was into music. So
But guys, if I've not got this wrong, Shakuni is also a bird that denotes ill omen. It's also a bird that is a little evil, and that was the reason behind the war of Mahabharata, right? But you guys are taking the positive connotation to this.
Yeah, we are taking the positivity out of it, and actually the raven is also the most clever bird out there. That's what they call it, and it's also used as a bird of music and an art of culture from and culture from a long time.
Okay.
So
But I'm sure at least 9 out of 10 people who come across your name Shakuni, they all relate to that character in Mahabharata.
But I guess that works in our favor sometimes. Once you hear the name,
Quirky name.
Yeah.
It's a catchy name.
It's quite a quirky name. All right, now tell me several subgenres of rock. There are millions of subgenres of rock. Why progressive experimental rock?
the band started was like literally. I'm a bass player. I have a friend who's a drummer. So initially we started jamming up and all those things. So we decided let's do something good. We'll get a guitarist. So we had a guy called Viprix. Is from Shillong. That guy actually motivated us a little more. Soon later, that guy had a college fest or something. So he asked us to perform there or something. Like only 3 of us and all those things. Then later we decided like let us get one more rhythm guitarist to back up. And that was Midhun. Okay, and after that Midhun was part of the band, and slowly Midhun had so many musical friends around. Yeah. So he got them to the band, and slowly each one had different influence all together.
After I joined the band, I thought I'll get a vocalist after the ex-vocalist quit because due to personal reasons. I got an Aniruddha Prabhu and Vardhan, who were my school juniors, and then that's how it started. We used to play in this same school prayer. When I used to play the keyboard, Vardhan used to play tabla, and when I used to play tabla, he used to play the keyboard. We used to do.
So you guys were connected through music from the very beginning. It's just that when this project came together, you guys happened to be.
Yeah.
So that's when Shakuni came in. Fantastic. For once, Shakuni has come into the scene for something constructive and not destructive. Yeah. So congratulations on that. Fantastic. But tell me, with the progressive experimental rock bit, like you said, y'all chose this for what reason? Y'all chose this particular sound for what reason? Yes, agreed. You guys were playing your respective sounds. You guys were playing your respective music. But why together as progressive experimental?
Okay, one of the main reasons for that is all of us have like very varied influences. Like it ranges from classical music, where me and Vardhan are interested in even in classical music, to heavy metal, especially Rahul and Bijit here. So we wanted to blend in a lot of different stuff into our music. So that's how I guess the experimental stuff came on. And to be honest,
That's the positive part about the band, because everybody is interested in every other genre. Like Bijit is interested in Metallica and Lamb of God. I'm interested in Children of Bodom, Bullet for My Valentine, and
So basically, you guys didn't want to have these cat fights in the band about which genre to pursue. So let's put experimental, put everything under it.
yeah,
That's the thing.
If you really listen to our songs, you can really know that the song really starts in a very slow way and it ends in a very heavy way, and then it goes back to a very slow way and it has some psychedelic stuff. So it basically
keeps changing.
it keeps changing every
I
now
like
and
how
then.
you've named this confusion experimental. But as far as it sounds good, as far as it's making sense to y'all, that's it.
See, the end of the day, why we make music is to be satisfied by ourselves, right? So as far as whatever psychedelic psychedelic stuff we end up doing, it's more than satisfying for us.
Fantastic. Now let's start off with giving a dose of your satisfaction to our listener. Tell me which is the first track you want to play on the show,
Sick Nation.
and what is this track about?
The Sick Nation, I guess, Midhan was the one who composed the song as he joined the band, and so
this is a tune, the Sick Nation intro, which is stuck in my head from a very long time. So once I joined this band, I thought I'll just play it in front of my bandmates, and that's how it started. The first time I played it.
What is this track about?
this track is just against our frustration about seeing corruption in day-to-day life or something like that. I guess it's just the frustration of youth. Midhan was the one who composed it, and there was no particular type of music we wanted to do. So this one track is very different from our other tracks, but I guess this is one of our most famous as well because it's a very catchy track, and everyone who listens
The
to
elements of music that you've brought into this?
this is just plain hard rock, I guess, with
So
a
they are
punk
pure
theme.
rock riffs that I can
Yeah.
hear too in this
Yeah.
one.
Very fast and very catchy. It has a very catchy tune to it.
Fantastic. Let's bring it on then. This is the band Shakuni right here in the studios of 94.3 Radio 1, going live with me, MJ Rakesh on.
One Bengaluru, one music. One Bengaluru, one music. Online partner TommyJams.com. A revolution that connects artists, venues and fans like never before.
The band's progressive music reflects experimentation with hard riffs, ambient, melodic and atmospheric sounds. Truly inspired by the bird raven, a bird that plays a significant role in art and culture according to them, and the name of the band as well, Shakuni, right here in the studios of 94.3 Radio 1, going live with me, MJ Rakesh, on One Bengaluru, One Music. So boys, tell me, amidst all this confusion and trying to satisfy each of your musical tastes and bringing them all into one track, how do you all compose music? As in, how does it come together? Who does it? Who does what? Firstly,
actually, it's all done in stages, and all of us put an equal amounts of our influences in it. So basically, starting, me and Midun compose a few of the guitar parts, and whether it's the intro or the middle riff.
So first the riff is created.
Yeah, riff or the intro, it just
the
depends.
melody,
yeah,
whatever. Okay.
A basic melody is created, and when we show it to the other members of the band, that's when Rahul and Vardhan come into picture. That's when Rahul adds in his own solos and fill-ins.
Okay.
And Vardhan adds in the
keys.
Yeah, keys and the psychedelic stuff into it. And
so there are also samples coming in.
No, there are no samples. But
then how do you bring the psychedelic stuff?
With the use of the keyboard itself, we just use different synth.
Oh, the synths. Okay.
Synths.
Okay.
Synth and other different patches, but not exactly samples.
Okay.
And then Amit composes the bass lines, and Bijit comes up with the drum parts. And once we jam all of it together, the song is done.
Okay. Sounds like a good organized kitchen, right? Yeah. Now coming to the meaning in the lyrics that you guys have. Who writes the lyrics?
Anirudh.
Okay.
I do.
Anirudh, your hair growth kind of tells me that.
Too many thoughts in his hair as well.
Okay, but tell me, what influences do you bring? Where do you get the influences for the lyrics that you write?
Lyrics. I mean, I don't know exactly what influences me in lyric writing. Maybe
just random words, dictation.
No. I mean, like
Each and every song has a meaning.
Yeah.
Okay.
As soon as I hear the music which has been composed, something strikes me.
You kind of connect to a particular emotion.
Something like all four of our songs have a particular theme, which is, explained throughout. So I guess whatever strikes me, and that's when I take influences. But yeah, I have many songwriting influences, including Steven Wilson of Porcupine Tree and Kurt Cobain of Nirvana. So I just try to write my lyrics depending on what I feel should be the theme of the song.
Okay, now tell me, once the track comes together, there has to be probably one head cook who puts his foot down and says, this is not our sound, maybe this is our sound, add these elements, remove these elements, let's tweak it here and there. So who's like giving that master touch
That's
to it?
Rahul.
Okay, any specific reason why you all have appointed Rahul to do that? Or he's self-appointed?
No, he has self-appointed himself.
Thought as much. Okay, Rahul, what comes to your mind when you're sitting and looking at a track and saying that this is how it needs to be? This is the one sound
See,
the band.
first of all, I'm interested in the heavy sides of metal. So, according to me, everything should be heavy. Yeah. So, I suggest them that. And the next part, Aniruddha does it.
So basically, he tries to make everything heavy and we curb him down. Finally, it's a mixture of both.
Oh, so he's the force and you guys are on the other side trying to push it back. Somewhere y'all meet midway and there's a track.
Yeah, that's where I end up most of the time.
So basically, most of your tracks are nothing but a result of fights. If I were to put it.
Every song has had a journey. For example, the second song, which is called Wake Into Nirvana, the way it started first, it didn't end that way, because as we jammed more the same song, more ideas came into the picture, more keyboard parts.
It grew on you guys.
Yeah, so it grew, and we it got better as we jammed more. So all these songs which have been composed, like the initial stuff would have been different from how it has been recorded. So the more we jam, we get more ideas, and everybody puts in their influences, and that's how the song ends up.
Alright, tell me, which is the next track you guys want to play on the show?
The next track we would like for you to play is Wake Me to Nirvana.
Okay.
This was the first track we actually recorded and put out, and I guess this is like a milestone track for us, because this is the one which got us so many listeners, and till today people we have posted it on a lot of prog rock forums and all that, and even till yesterday I keep getting messages from people from different countries about the song. Austria, Sweden and all that. So it's like, this is a milestone track for the band.
Awesome. And what does this track have? What does it say? Wake up to Nirvana.
Wake me to Nirvana.
Wake me to Nirvana.
This track was composed by Midun and our ex-guitarist in the beginning, and when I got into the band, when I heard the melody first, it just struck me. I don't know, but the first thought which came to me was, it's a bit personal emotional, but the passing of my grandfather just a few years ago. And I could just relate it to the tune, and I just wrote the lyrics in 10 minutes and it was all done. So I guess even though many people don't know about this, they related to it somehow. So
And that's one thing about music, you never know when it hits you. And when it hits you, it brings out things that you would never think about. Yeah, fantastic. And the elements of music you guys have brought into this?
This one, I guess you can just call it a pure prog rock song, and it has a separate part for the keyboard, and it has like a bridge which is really loud even in our live performances. So it basically is a soft song, but yeah.
All in all, call it.
It also has its elements of heaviness and
it has
harshness.
Yeah.
All in all, you can call it
Experimental.
Experimental. Yes, that's like the safe word for you guys. Let's bring it on then. This is the band Shakuni right here in the studios of 94.3 Radio 1. Going live with me, MJ Rakesh on.
One Bengaluru, one music. Bengaluru. One Music. Online partner TommyJams.com. A revolution that connects artists, venues and fans like never before.
Hugely influenced by the likes of Porcupine Tree, Dream Theater, Radiohead, Pink Floyd, and also Indian acts such as Sky Harbor, Mother Jane, and so on. With just a few shows, they are mapping themselves in the progressive music scene and building a strong fan base. Shakuni, the band, right here in the studios of 94.3 Radio 1, going live with me, MJ Rakesh, on One Bengaluru One Music. So, boys, tell me, how are your live shows like? You've done a few of them, and with that itself, you guys are kind of building a fan base of your own. Tell me, how have they been? Where all have you performed?
Yeah, we are gonna be honest with this. Like, at first, we just had a plan that was to play in as many college fests as possible, get a fan base, because we knew when we started composing that this was not what you call fest music, so it won't be enjoyed by everyone.
And
But
we get the money as well.
yeah, but the main reason we did it was to get a steady fan base, to see if there are people who would enjoy this type of music. So we have played around, the first year of the band, we only gigged in colleges, and there are a lot of colleges including MVIT, NMIT, Dr. Ambedkar, Koshis and all such. So,
And all their music fests attract a lot of bands and...
yes, they do. But to be honest, we have never won a single competition till now, but that doesn't bother us. At the end of the day, after we finished our set, we would be satisfied, and then we would have around 20 to 30 people come and tell us that it was beautiful music to listen to.
You know what? That is something that I've also personally felt. I think anything that's creative shouldn't be competitive.
Yes.
Because creative is very...
We were never
creativity is very subjective.
Yes.
It could be... It's very relative as well. Yeah?
Music is the most... I mean, it should never be... what
It should
you
never
say?
be
You
competitive.
Music.
Yeah, you can't compare an art like music. So basically, the point of playing in fest was to get a steady fan base in the beginning.
And
then
also the experience of being
Yeah,
on
surely,
stage
surely,
and,
that
and,
was
and,
there.
and doing it for the audiences.
Yeah. And then after that, we just took a break. We had decided that, and we started working on the album. And from the past 1 year, in between, we have played the India Fest, this Channel V India Fest, and that was one of our best shows till date, because once we played the show, there were like a lot of people coming and telling us that it was an amazing song. We just played one song, and it was a song which you heard already, Wake Me to Nirvana. So they were like, it was an amazing song. And even in this past December, we were shortlisted for the top 10 bands in South India for Mood Indigo.
Oh, wow.
Mood Indigo is the
Mood Indigo is
IIT,
a very big festival.
IIT Bombay Fest. So
We were in top 10. We were in top 10.
we were in the top 10 bands from
Fantastic.
South India.
Fourth place, yeah.
So anyway, all of these, let us know that we feel happy that people do enjoy such type of music.
And your music is kind of connecting, and it is making a difference. So it's not just that you guys are just jilting away something.
Yeah, that is true.
Fantastic. Now tell me one show that terribly went wrong.
I'll really tell you that. I remember after I joined the band, the second performance of mine with the band, it was in Koshis College, and it was actually supposed to start at 4:30, and then we waited for like 3 hours and it started at 7:30, and then we actually played at 11:15, 11 o'clock in the night. Me wearing the shorts in the very cold summer, in the cold night, and the one thing that the cops waiting outside. The one thing that really went wrong was my bass. The pedals came out.
Whoa.
and
also
the
Milton's guitar was connected to the bass amplifier.
And our great the founder member Amit, he connected his bass to the other amp, and Midun connected his bass thing to the other amp.
Did you
and
have a short circuit after that?
no. Altogether, the end of the day, I couldn't listen to anything that these people were playing.
Okay.
And I only imagined that these people are playing this, and I really play the drums. And then the pedals came out. So this was one beautiful moment which I had in my life.
Beautiful moment.
Yeah,
If
because
I were to paint this picture, guys, it would just be scribble, scribble, and scribble everywhere.
That was the first time I saw Bijit really pissed off. He's like, just turn towards me, bro. I want to see you playing. I can't hear you playing.
The sound guy to put the bass volume on the drummer's monitor, and he's increasing the bass volume. Actually, the guitar volume is increasing, and it's other way around.
Just completely haywire, to put it in.
Actually, I think it was literally a nightmare because it happened in the night.
Yes. Yeah, so
And everything went wrong.
But the good part was we were playing to a crowd of 10 or 15, so it really didn't matter.
The
So
stage
for
was
all you know,
brilliant.
those are the sound guys and the stage guys.
Maybe.
Waiting for you to to finish off so that they can clear the stage.
Yeah, the best part was the judges were the gospel people.
Oh, wonder how you guys catered to them then.
And as soon as the thing over, I threw my double bass and they were staring at me.
You guys just imagine, man, brilliant stage with our logo being displayed in the back, and then you get this kind of sound wherein, it's totally...
The sound can really spoil your day.
And similar thing happened at Ambedkar College as well. We were supposed to come on stage at around 5:30, and ultimately we were on stage at 11:45. And that was my birthday as well. And I was supposed to spend the night with my family and stuff, but I was on the stage at 11:45, and we were given 10 minutes slot. So we practiced like 3 songs in 10 minutes. And when we came on stage, it was like 7 minutes, and then at 3 minutes they just switched off all the amps. And that was like my first time on stage, I guess, and I was like completely sad.
Birthday bash.
Yeah, that was one birthday to forget.
Alrighty, moving on. Tell me, which is the next track you want to play on the show?
The next song we'd like to play is called Dive Into Ugly.
Okay.
To be honest, this is a very close song to the whole band, I guess, because this touches upon the gruesome Delhi gang rape incident which happened 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. So that's when, as soon as I heard about the incident, I was so deeply affected that I just wanted to, I just wanted to do something, and music is my only weapon. So I guess I just came up with a song, and all the members contributed like beautiful parts to the song, and that is how the song ended
Fantastic.
up.
So music with a purpose. Now tell me the elements of music. I'm guessing you guys went very hard on this, aggressive.
I mean,
Yeah, especially the drum part in the middle.
there are 2 parts to the song, 2 points of view.
one is a melancholic one, and the other
one is
like
a melancholic one. One is from the point of view of the victim, and the other one from the point
the
of
aggression
view
for the people from the side of the people.
Surely. So this is a
Fantastic.
very close track to the band.
Let's bring it on then. Shakuni, the band right here in the studios of 94.3 Radio 1, going live with me, MJ Rakesh on.
One Bengaluru, one music. One Bengaluru, one music. Online partner TommyJams.com. A revolution that connects artists, venues and fans like never before.
For their debut album in the pipeline, they've already completed work on 4 tracks for which they're receiving accolades from city's music enthusiasts. Shakuni, the band, right here in the studios of 94.3 Radio 1. Going live with me, MJ Rakesh, on One Bengaluru One Music. So boys, how's the recording coming along? 4 tracks already done. How's the experience? First time in the studios?
For most of us, it is the first time in the studio. But yeah, we started recording the album last September.
Once we decided to stop going to college gigs and we started realizing that our music is not for college fest, we decided to spend more time recording because that's the way for us to promote our music.
Spreading the music also.
Exactly.
And it did work out because the first track we ever recorded, and it got us around, a lot of listeners just in a matter of weeks. So I guess that's what we started the recording in September, and it's a great process. It's a really fun thing to do. We are currently recording in Tilt Studios, Tilt Home Recording Studio.
I feel like homely that.
That's why it's called Home Recording Studios.
And it is owned by our friend Akash. Even who is also a musician. So it's a really fun thing to do. Go there, record all our parts, and that's it.
So how are you guys doing it? There are several takes, or you just guys are canning it off in just one day per track, or how is it working?
Most of the time it is 1 or 2 days max for a track. But thing is, I guess we can call ourselves perfectionists. Once we listen to the track, we'll be happy the first day, but then we'll be like, oh no, just this volume is not right, or this should be a bit, whatever changes we want. So we just call him up the next day, dude, we are coming one more day there. So and he'll be like, sure, come along, and we just go the next day.
Very patient.
Yeah, he's a very patient guy. Hats off to him, Akash. So yeah, that's what. So we just go there, 2 hours of one more session.
So multi-track recording, there are different people doing different parts, and then who's mastering, mixing it?
That is Akash.
That is Akash. He's the one.
So he's like the sound engineer.
And most of the times when we record again, it's not as we planned. In the recording studio, again, we come up with new parts in the studio itself. While recording, I'll be like, I can play something over here. So I go home, I listen to the track, and I think of something I can play here. So similarly, all the members, they think of like, how can we improve upon the same track? So it's not just one day process. Sometimes it takes like 2-3 weeks as well. So we take time to build upon the song and we add more stuff to it.
Okay, now tell me about the ideology behind the album.
The album is gonna be called Nyctophilic, which means an affinity to darkness.
What's with you guys here? You guys are getting creepy on a Sunday night, and I'm like, what's wrong?
No, because all the songs we have played till now, it touches upon those topics, as you have heard 3 tracks already. So
the dark sides of life, things that really kind of dread.
So I guess the album is called Nyctophilic, and we are gonna record 3 more tracks for it, and I guess it's gonna be released sometime in October or November this year. So yeah, we're looking forward
and
to
what's
that.
the flavor of music or lyrics that is there throughout this album on all tracks?
Most of the music is purely progressive stuff, but there are a few tracks which stand out. That is Sick Nation, which is completely different, which is a hard rock song, and there is one more song which is completely different from what we do. So we're just trying to experiment more there.
And in terms of the lyrics, the content that goes in terms of the words.
The words, I just write what I feel should fit in, and sometimes I try to make it tough for myself. The next track which you will hear, Kaleidoscopic, I wanted to write lyrics in a very sarcastic and a clever way. It is not straightforward. So that's what it is. But basically,
Why? What was the inspiration behind that?
I just don't know. Some of my favorite songwriters like Steven Wilson and Kurt Cobain, they usually follow this trend. So I thought, okay, why not I try it, and it did work out well.
And what have you written about?
The track Kaleidoscopic, it's, I guess, it's also a punk song but written in a progressive way. Its lyrics basically deals with the frustration of the youth with the, what do you say, with the whole system, what is happening and how nothing is going to be changed, how our leaders aren't making an impact. So it's something like that. It has a punk theme but it's a very progressive song.
Fantastic. Let's bring it on then. Let's play the track Shakuni right here in the studios of 94.3 Radio 1. Going live with me, MJ Rakesh on.
One Bengaluru, one music.
Your Majesty, lead us to our graves we plead. Self-indulgent, useless, but you're right. Show us the travesty, show us all the pain we need. Birds of different feathers from the sky. You'll never know. Your Majesty, lead us to our graves we plead. Smothered with the wild beasts the eye. Show us the travesty, show us all the pain we need. Birds of different colors in the sky. You'll never know.
One Bengaluru, one music. Online partner TommyJams.com. A revolution that connects artists, venues and fans like never before.
Being one among the many artists in this ever so amazing independent music scene of our country, the band is all set to leave a mark with their inimitable style of music. That's Shakuni, right here in the studios of 94.3 Radio 1, going live with me, MJ Rakesh, on One Bengaluru, One Music. So boys, with progressive experimental rock, what's the future like that you see in the city, or at least in this country? What's the future that you see? There have been a couple of progressive experimental rock bands on the show as well, right here. And they've always had an opinion about it's a very niche audience. It's an audience which is very selective of listening to it. So what do you think?
It is true to an extent, because all types of listeners do not enjoy this type of music. But I guess by adding a few elements which might interest those listeners, we can capture the attention of more and more listeners. And I think day by day the scene is growing a lot, and we are getting all different types of listeners to our type of music. So I have a very good feeling, a positive feeling about the scene, especially Bangalore being the rock and metal capital of India. So
it's only going to get better.
Yeah, it is.
And the live music scene has been opening up quite very well over the last 2 years.
Well, yes.
Yeah, fantastic. Now tell me what's coming up next from Shakuni in terms of plans, projects, work.
Yeah, for now we are just going to concentrate on finishing the album. As I told you, it'll be out by October, November. So we're going to finish recording of those tracks, and I think by June or July we're going to start promoting. Before the release of the album, we're going to promote it by playing independent gigs in independent venues. No more college fest.
Okay, and the average age of the band, I'm guessing, is about 25, 27.
I am
19. 20.
Average age is
I wanted to see
20.
your reaction, boys. Okay,
The
so most
average
of
age
you
is-
guys are studying. Most of you are studying. So how is it balancing studies with music?
It's good to do something else other than studies, and I guess drive for music makes you study more, so that parents don't feel like you're just wasting your time, and for them to be really happy about there's something else which you're doing. So I guess it really helps.
So your parents are kind of quite supportive, or is it more like a Tare Zami Par Seen?
No.
They're very supportive.
Initially it was like that, but
Initially it was. I can see it on your face.
I had less marks and all those things. But as I joined the band and had to cope up with both of the things, so band comes first and studies come first. It's all like that. So if I had to keep it in equilibrium or something, both should be maintained.
He's a chemical engineer, by the way.
If your mom was listening
Chemical engineer.
words. So yes, initially again parents were like, don't do this, this is not for you guys, first concentrate on studies. And when I joined the band, it was the wrong time for me. I was in 12th and I had to prepare for all my preparatory exams and stuff, so it was very tough for me to convince my parents that I was going to do something in music. But since I had always interest in music from a long time, from my school days and all that, they were kind of supportive initially, and then as the band grew up and as we started playing at places, we composed more songs. Now they are actually very happy, and all our classmates in schools and colleges as well, they are very supportive. They're like, you're part of a band, that's a huge thing, right? And now with composed of 4 songs, and it's like
fantastic.
Yeah, it's a great thing.
For all you know, when you guys come out with your album, you probably might just be the youngest band in Bangalore to come out with an album.
Might
Hope
be.
so.
You guys, you say your parents are supportive and all of that. Wait till you all get these long braided hair and tattoos, and then you see what happens.
Exactly. So we're trying to make the most of the time we have right now studying, and less responsibilities as well.
From the initial stages to the future stages, my parents are never supportive.
It looks like, you know what, you know how you sound. It doesn't look like your parents have given up on you. You have given up on your parents.
Yeah, basically, because the end of the day, the jamming sections and the recording stuff, the money comes from my pocket and doesn't come from my parents' pocket. So I'm kind of proud that I spend my own money.
Attitude. Alright boys, as we sign off, tell me, where can Bengaluru catch you online?
Yeah, as always, we have a Facebook page. It's www.facebook.com/Shakuni the band. That is SHAKUNITHEBAND. And we have a YouTube channel as well. That is Shakuni space the band.
Reverb Nation.
We have a Reverb Nation and SoundCloud pages as well. That is Shakuni. It's just Shakuni. So
That's
you can-
SHAKUNI.
Yes.
Alright. Fantastic, Shakuni, having you here in the studios. It's been a lovely experience. All the very best with all your endeavors, and may you roar and soar like the Shakuni with whatever you guys do.
It was a pleasure, Rakesh. Thank you for having us
And
here.
we'll have you
sir.
back again when you guys do more and more live shows and when you have new lineup.
Yeah, we hope so. No, the lineup is going to stay the same now.
And we are a young
Or rather, when you have a new playlist, boys.
Yeah, sure.
The next time,
I hope my parents at least support me from now on.
This guy is using this radio show as his personal agenda. Anything for music. You want to give a message to your mommy, daddy? Come on, do it right now. This might just help.
No personal feelings. I just want them to like appreciate me because it's okay. I'm not going into it. Yeah, yeah. I just want them to like at least support me from behind, at least with the money matters, because it really helps me a lot with the money matters.
Okay, what's your mom's and dad's name? Tell me that.
My dad's name is Chaco and my mom's name is Ajita.
Mr. and Mrs. Chaco, one fine day you're going to be proud and you're going to say, Pappu pass ho gaya. So support him. Support him. It's for the good of music.
Yeah, the next time you think about Shakuni, just consider us to be a music salad. I mean, instead of calling us an experimental band.
High on fiber.
That's coming from a mechanical engineer.
Fantastic. It was lovely having you here in the studios. Thank you so much, boys.
Lovely to be here, Rakesh.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bangalore.
Thank you, Rakesh.
This is exactly what happens here every single Sunday, where we get to artists, singers, bands, musicians from across the country who jam up live in my studios. If you know of anyone that needs to be on the show, mail us bang@radio1.in, and in the subject line, do not forget to mention One Bengaluru One Music. Also, to hop onto our Facebook community, that's facebook.com/radio1.obom. That's RADIOONE.obom. You could also catch today's show and download audios and videos of our previous shows on TommyJams.com, our online partners. But right now, this is MJ Rakesh along with producer Nandan saying tata bye bye. We'll see you next Sunday, same time at 9 p.m. Till then, keep it locked to 94.3 Radio 1.